Hi all, welcome back to more Skies Above Britain. This is chapter 1, patrol 1. This is my part 4, so I'm just putting together part 3. I've come pretty much straight back after copying it across. So my second part of today, I'm hopefully still going to get another one or maybe even two. We'll see. I've got a bit of time, but then I'm probably going to have a beer shortly, so that might then start making it not so maybe not as long a night as I think. Okay, so that was a great finish to that. I loved that. I really enjoyed that. The penny dropped about dealing with everything here, and yeah, it went well. So let's just move on. So I've not really got space for the cards. I've got the cards here, but we'll just show them. This is the next step. So escort reaction. Now this is a bad one for us, so we need to get lucky here. One or more RAF fighters are in the. Hang on, let me try and speak to this dog. Right, I spoke to her. I don't know if she's listening or not. If one or more RAF fighters in the bomber formation area draw an escort reaction card, draw only one card, no matter how many RAF fighters are in the bomber formation. Right. Apply the results to the escort reaction card, and if any new dogfights are initiated, draw and apply the indicated number of Luftwaffe advantage cards, and go to card D1 dogfight cycle sub deck. So, okay, and remember we've got 3 delayed fighters here, so they're the ones that get the priority, the target of this. If we happen to, she's not listening to me, has she? Yeah. Right, so escort reaction card. Yeah, this is the first one of them. All the decks were shuffled before. Tell you what, we'll go right through a lot of the bomb. We've got pretty much through the bomber deck. That's probably what we should have been doing the last time. Anyway, here, escort reaction. Now, the big points here are, well, ambush is one of them. The high station or the low station. There are things that we don't want to see red cards beside. So here we go. Right, we've got I thought that was a high one. There it's there though. And the low. No ambush, but we've got one card on the high and one card on the low. If port station is empty, ahead move here. Right, okay, but there is an order to do these in. Damn, that's not good. Now this is the first time we're involving 110s as well. Well, I think it was. Maybe there was a slight use of them in the previous playthrough, but and I'm going to have to watch because I don't know anything about this circle situation. And I think it's them that get involved with that. So this might not be anything to do with the circle bit, but I just need to keep that in mind. So yeah, the best bit for this is the rulebook, isn't it? So what is it? Reaction, escort reaction, isn't it? 24, 25. No, I was at that page. There's more of them at it now. There's more of them. One other one's joined in. Right, give me a minute. Right, see if that's in quiet. I don't want to shut this door because it's really quite warm, so it gives me a wee bit more air coming in. Okay, so the order is. Where am I? I thought I was at escort reaction. 24 and 25, did I not say? I must have been looking at the wrong thing. There's not an escort reaction. That's what we're doing, isn't it? Tell me on the player aid. Tell me on the card. There, 35 and 36. I don't know what I was looking at there. Right. Escort reaction, right. They've got to be done in this order. And step 1 is clouds escape. Well, we're still, the sun is clear, there's no clouds, so we don't check for that. Which I think is a good thing, because I think that means the bombers get away. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly. Anyway, that doesn't apply. I could read it, I suppose. If visibility is clouds, roll die. If not clouds, skip to help arrives. I think that's just basically what I've done every time, just skipped on. The number rolled is equal to or higher than the number printed in the clouds icon on the card. The raid vanishes in the clouds. Remove formations from the intersection map. They are lost contact. Okay, so if we had formations out here, they'd get removed and be marked lost contact. Escort stations are not affected, and neither is the bomber formation area. Chase is no longer permitted during this patrol. Do not check for clouds again. Okay, so anything that's not in the bomber formation area is basically, that's it. If they're lost contact, or they had been on the interception map, now being lost contact, and it says they can't chase. So it's as if the bombers have sort of got away from other things that might approach them. Anyway, help arrives. If a card icon appears in the station occupied by an unspecified escort station marker, draw a Luftwaffe advantage card to initiate a dogfight in the bomber formation area. German fighters from the escort station engage your fighter. Do not move or change the escort station marker. Starting with 109 escort station markers. So remember, we've got a 109 and a 110. The 109 being the high station, the 110 being the low. So starting with 109, immediately draw a Luftwaffe advantage card for each icon and apply each card to one RAF fighter. Select RAF fighters randomly unless one has a delay marker, which makes it the Germans' first choice. See, this is what I thought. If you get this, there's no point having done this. The only thing is, one of these is going to stay delayed because we've got we're going to get one attack from 109s, one attack from 110s. It's going to randomly pick one of these three, well, two of these three. So select RAF fighters randomly as one as delay marker, which makes it the Germans' first choice. Regardless of the number of card icons, do not draw more cards than the RAF fighters. Well, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fighters, and there's 2 cards, so that's not going to apply. So it said delayed RAF fighters. When a fighter is engaged by German fighters, the delay marker is removed and it immediately disengages from the bomber. It may maneuver if tailed. Okay, right. Okay, so we've got the high one is a 109, so we've got heavy 109s to deal with first, and it's just one card. So I'll leave that aside. Now it's going to engage one of these 3 randomly. So I'm just going to go 1 to 4, etc. to get the D12 result. And 9, so 1 to 4, 5 to 8, isn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it is the yellow 2. So yellow 2 is now going to disengage from his bomber, going to lose his delay marker, unfortunately. And now he's going to be attacked with a Luftwaffe advantage card. Yeah, and we do that right now. And remember, if he has to go into his second round of this dogfight cycle, he's going to then become lost contact, and he's now then not going to be in here anymore. And he's either going to have to chase or return to base. And yeah, okay, right. So Luftwaffe advantage. Here we go. Right, so it's a swarm, tailed by a swarm of 109s. Goody. Here we go. So swarm of 109s. And it says stay tight, section only. Well, this is not a section only. It's not a section only, or the green pilot would become independent, and then we split the swarm into 2 rotas. I think we had that quite recently, and it did trigger it. So it's just tailed by a swarm, just. Advantage card. So we have a dogfight. And again, I'll just look. So the cards are place fighters. Well, the advantage card is what this is already done. So we've done that. And then we have head-on combat. There's no head-on combat. We then have our tail maneuver. So we can maneuver. I did say that, even though we were engaged, but we're not engaged anymore anyway. So not that I think that matters, but anyway, we can maneuver. So what's it to be? This is yellow 2, so he is just a regular pilot with nothing special, no tricks he could make or anything like that. Well, if he's wants to stay in the fight, we want to try and avoid going into round 2 of the dogfight. So it seems like one of the best opportunities in this case is it always seems to be evade. Now, I'm hoping that as the chapters move on, that some of these things are going to be a bit more of a sort of maybe I will want to do a slip or a turn. I'm feeling like just now is you just want to reach for the evade marker all the time. I could be wrong. Well, I suppose if we were going after the fighters to try and, I don't know. You know what? I've not looked at the following chapters. There's 4 chapters, so I mean, who knows what the rest of them might bring. I would guess that something's going to change a little bit, and maybe one of the chapters is more going to be about, possibly more going to be focused on the fighters, maybe. One of the chapters you would think it would, and then these decisions are going to be a bit different because you need to be taking the fighters down. But right now, I want to draw a Vanish. That's what I want to do. My best chance of drawing a Vanish, I think, is to draw 2 cards and pick one of them. So that's where I feel like I'm at with this situation. Quite a lot at the moment. Well, I'll say quite a lot. Just every time I feel like we just want to evade. But to be honest, it's fine. It's just that slip and turn look like they're quite exciting sort of manoeuvres to make. I just don't feel like it's beneficial to do them. I think it's, if we do a slip or a turn, I want to say that we're more than likely going into a second dogfight cycle, a second round, and then that knocks him lost contact. If I've got that wrong, let me know, guys, or let me know what you think about that. That's my feeling on it, but it's not to say that it's right. So I'm going to do this anyway. I'm just going to go with my gut for now, and maybe someday I'll point out something obvious I'm missing, and then I'll be starting to do turns and slips and whatever. So we're going to draw a dogfight card now. So, well, we're going to draw 2 dogfight cards. So remember, the evade also gives us a reduction if he's still tailing us after the evade, which I'm kind of hoping he's not going to be. Right, here we go. So tailed card, Hurricanes, 109s. Here we go. Oh, 2 cards, man. 2 cards. We need 2. So it's this one or this one. Well, what I said I wanted. That's it. That's quite nice, but it takes us into a second dogfight round, doesn't it? He's not green. Because he's not green, that would reduce the swarm to 3, and then because we evaded it, would reduce it down to a rota at 2. But then we have to go into a second dogfight cycle, knocking this guy out of the bomber formation area and lost contact. Whereas if we take this one, this vanishes the swarm, and we take a hit. I think it feels like this one I should be doing, but I could see maybe some of you possibly thinking otherwise, and maybe trying to just go lost contact and return the guy to base. That's maybe what you might be thinking, but I've still then got to draw another. I'm going to have a rota against me, tailing me. I mean, I could do the evade again, draw 2 cards, but there's no guarantees I'm going to avoid a hit as well. So I'm going to take my chances and go with this one. So he's going to vanish. And we're going to take a hit. Yeah. I will. We'll hope for a lucky hit. So can take that evade marker away. So he's going to take a hit. Yeah, the thing is, if he takes a hit and then doesn't survive the hit, he's then not in the bomber formation area either. He's on the fate track somewhere. So there's that. That could be the argument. But there's no guarantee the second round of the dogfight cycle he'll survive hits as well. There's no guarantees. Okay, I've done it anyway. So right, let's draw a hit. Let's keep it a low number, please. It's going to be that one in there. Sticking to my fingers. Here we go. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it is a 6. I thought it was a 9. It's a 6. And it is the fuselage, which isn't, like I say, not the worst. Okay, so we've drawn our hit. There's no tail in combat. We do our hit checks. And then after that, we would then resume. Well, we're going to go back to card D2 and play the next dogfight. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's the next. Once all hit marks have been checked, dogfight round ends. Engaged if the section. Not engaged if the section or independent RAF fighter in this dogfight is not engaged. Check for other engaged sections or independent RAF fighters. What I'm doing is we've still got to resolve the other half of the escort reaction, the low 110s, right? So we're checking for this hit, and we're hoping we've made the right decision, and we're going to roll a 6 or higher here. No messing about. Come on, let's do it. Oh, that's at least a 6. Yeah, it's a 9. Excellent. Good. So that was the right choice, I think. So he's good. Now, unfortunately, he's not engaged anymore, so he's just going to go up here beside these guys now as well. That was the guys that were left over from the previous. Right, so we've got 2 left, and that's now dealt with the heavy 109s in the high station. And in the low station, there is a 110 marker. So we have to deal with that. Yeah, I don't think this circle thing's going to come into this at all, is it? We're just going to, again, draw a card. We're doing the 109s first, so now we're doing the 110s. So which guy is it going to be? We're going to randomise. So this is even and then odd for the blue. So even for the yellow. And that's 6, yeah, so that is even. So this is going to be yellow leader. So that is, he is a veteran. So he disengages, loses his delay as well. And yeah, he's out here waiting to see what's happening. Now this is 110s. Remember, this time against an independent fighter. And no, hang on. What are we doing? We've got to draw the card. We've got to draw the Luftwaffe advantage card first. Yes, that's right. That's right. So it's a 110 that we've got this time, if it happens to be anything relevant. So tailed by a swarm again. So it's a swarm of 110s this time. Remember. Right. So tailed by a swarm of 110s. Man, the section only and green pilot only. Well, this is not a section only, nor a green pilot. So that's all that's happening. That is a swarm again, though. So again, we cycle through our dogfight. We've got our approach. We've got that set. No, that's a bomber dogfight cycle, Grant. That's a bomber cycle. The dogfight cycle is place fighters, head-on combat, none of that. Tail maneuver, that's where we're at. So, yeah, again, I'm just going to be boring and do the same again. I want to try and keep these guys in to try and, don't know, have another go at some more bombers before they've got to be considering going home. So, I don't know. I feel like there's no need to be trying to shoot these fighters down. Just get rid of them. We just want them to go away. Okay. So I'm going to evade. Right, so I'm going to evade. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. This is our now our tailed combat. Draw 2 cards. And this is 110s, remember. 110s against an independent fighter. So this time we're looking in here. That looks a kind of yucky one, that, isn't it? Oh dear me. Well, it's kind of similar to what you had before. Well, apart from it's 2 hits instead of 1. But I mean, this is 1 hit as well anyway. So it kind of feels like we should... Well, thing is 2 hits on this guy's. Well, hang on, he's a veteran, remember. Maybe we should have thought about something else, because they can do slips and whatever, can't they? Pluck when section leader add +1 to dial for chase, intercept, or suppress, escort. Yeah, I think I was on. You commented me about a +3 roll on using the veteran privilege, but I think I don't know what he's talking. I've asked him to try and clarify what he's meaning, elaborate a bit on where he's getting a +3. I see a +1, but there is a bit that when if you're in a dogfight and then you go to intercept or something, you can use veteran privileges for more than one veteran. I don't know if he's meaning that. Maybe you can add them all up. Oh. Follow my lead. When tailed, cancel an icon result on a dogfight card. Pilot must be independent or section leader, and the maneuver must be evade. Well, that might be worthwhile using. Because, I mean, the fate check gives you a +1 to the die roll. I mean, I'm not saying that's not useless, but it is just a +1. Whereas removing one of the hits, I mean, yeah, I could use this card and remove that hit, but that's then going to go at a second round a dogfight. Whereas this one, we were taking 2 hits in a minute, but if I use my privilege, let's see, follow my lead. Let me just double check, because I'm just reading that on the map there. What am I looking for? Veteran privilege, page 50. Follow my lead. When tailed in a dogfight, cancel an icon result on a dogfight card. The pilot must be an independent RAF fighter or be section leader, and the maneuver must be evade. I think that should possibly I think I should seriously consider it, shouldn't I? This feels like I'm looking at it's a bit dark in here. I've not got the little lights above, but it's still. I think it's because the sun's coming in the window a bit. Yeah, I think so. If it must be evade, I'm still getting to draw 2 cards. I'm getting to decide which card, and then if I use my privilege, I'm getting to cancel an icon. So I'm going to cancel one of the hits. Yeah. So we're going to go with that one, and I'm going to use my privilege. So what was it? This is yellow leader. There is the RP. So I'm going to turn him upside down to say that he's used his privilege. That feels like a decent use. I might get a good die roll again, but the chances of getting 2 good die rolls are obviously, yeah, you can work it out, the odds, or you can work it out. And so we've used that. He's vanishing again, and we're going to take 1 hit. Just 1 hit because we're cancelled the other one. Can move the evade marker away, and we'll draw our hit. Well, yeah, we'll draw a hit. Nice low number. It's a 5. Again, the fuselage, so that'll do. Well, so good a chance in any. I mean, we draw. Even if it drew 2 5s there, though, you've got to roll 2 dice and beat a 5. So, okay. Next step would be tailing combat. There's none of that. Next step is our hit checks. So, can we get another result? We need a 5 or greater to get this guy in the bomber formation area. Okay. Well, it wasn't a collision check. So. Right, so he's going to the fuselage fate box. No, hold on. He's also going there with a channel recovery marker on them. No, I'll not put the pilots with the guys. This guy's a veteran. Do I need to put? I think it's only relevant to the green pilots, really, isn't it? Mind you, if I take the pilot down with me, it's probably not a bad idea, is it? It was the fuselage, right? So yellow leader is P, and I'm going to leave his marker upside down, P, because he's a veteran, but he's used his privilege already, so he can't use that +1 in to modify that. That's going to mock me now, isn't it? If we need +1 on the dice. However, okay. So yeah, 3 up there now. So we need to watch, because we've had that one guy pilot lost right from the beginning. But at least we've got some points this time. You know, that's not changing this. We're getting the points. You know, even if the red marker does move before we get in here again, so be it. But at least we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 6 tiles isolated. So I'm really hoping that I did that right and I've not made any blunders, because it felt kind of good. So anyways. Right. So back to the escort reaction card. That's us done. Our help arrives. So reduce escort. There would be a reduction in the starboard station. There is not a station in the starboard station, so we ignore that. Shift escort. There's nothing in the ahead to move to port, so that's not going to happen. And then there's no ambush down the bottom. So that's it done. So it almost went perfectly. Well, perfectly wasn't really, was it? Because we had to draw 2 cards and we had to lose 2 of our delays. And although one of them survived, one of them went to the fate box. Yeah, a bit of good and a bit of bad, really. Right, so moving on, that was escort reaction. So now we move on to chase. Which we've nothing to chase, we've nothing lost contact. Chase, return to base, yeah, and I would only be able to return aircraft to base here if they were lost contact, I believe. I don't think you can return them to base from the bomber formation area. During this phase, each lost contact formation and independent RAF fighter must either choose to make a chase attempt, return to base, or reform. Yeah, it's just if you're lost contact, so there's none of that. So we move on. So, patrol complete. No. Some RAF fighters are still in play. Go to car 22. So that's what we're going to do. Right, now we're going to get this. Well, we're going to get fuel first. Right, so fuel. We move the fuel on by 1. Blue one goes up 1. Yellow one goes up 1. And then we move on. Escort recovery. Remove escort. Suppress markers from escort station. Markers on the intercept map. Well, we didn't even bother going after them. And again, I want to feel that hopefully there's ways of making this feel like it's more important. I'm not saying we don't want to suppress these. It'd be good, but I'm just wondering and kind of hopeful that maybe chapter 2 might make it more of a priority to go after the fighter side of things. You would think that might come into it, but then I don't know. Was the whole purpose of all the fighters in the Battle of Britain from the RAF side, was it all just about getting the bombers? And then, well, you think, if it is, why are these here? You know, what's the importance? I mean, I know you can see that if we had suppressed these, they wouldn't have just attacked us. So I get that, but I also tried a bit of that in the first playthrough, and it really didn't feel like it worked out. Although, mind you, maybe now knowing where to position things better. And I'll tell you what, if this raid marker doesn't appear there and you get to move that on it and place your thing at high altitude and that's kind of huge. That would then make me think, well, I'm at high altitude, I could maybe, go for one of the escorts maybe. But this is also a tough one as well. A high station, what was it? We needed a 10 or 11 roll or something like that. Anyway, there's no suppress markers, so move on, Grant. Right, escort exit. Now, this is only if there's a red number on the raid marker space. Now, I don't think there is on this step, is there? No. There is once we get onto the turn, but not while it's sitting there. So I think we're now going to be moving on to... And again, channel patrol. If the raid marker is a space with a channel patrol number, well, that is a black number. There's no black number in there. That's these black numbers at the top right of them. So there's none of that. Reform. On the intersection map, 2 sections in the same position. Yeah, with nothing that needs reformed. Lost contact, made join up, and then, yeah, with none of that. So we're not doing any of that. Right, so here we go. So this is where we're going to find out if the bombers are going to drop their bombs, I suppose. So reveal vector markers in the raid marker space one at a time. Apply them until the space is empty of vector markers. Well, the space is empty. So if the space is already empty, move the raid marker to the next space on the track and then resolve the vector markers in its new space. So this is moving from here to here. Now, the good thing about it also moving out of this one now is that there's no bailout icon on this. So now any guys that go to the fate track will not have that bailout channel recovery thing on them. That doesn't apply. So we're moving into that, and we've now got 4 markers to reveal. And if any of them have a raid symbol on them, then the bombers are then dropped their bombs. And that's why I felt like we had to do what we do, because I think the odds of us going through all 4 of these and not getting one, I might find that it'll happen. So let us see. Right, so here we go. Here's the first one, and then I'm going to flip it that way and have a look. Right, that's a bad one to start with. That's the Messerschmitt's one, isn't it? That's the one that we got in the very... Was that not the one we got very first? I think it was. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing I could do about it. So let us see. Messerschmitt's, is it out there somewhere? On the map, yeah. It is, briefly there tells you... Yeah, I just noticed it's got these, and that's the raid one as well. So, yeah, Messerschmitt's, 1 Luftwaffe Advantage card. So, just giving you a brief example of there. Well, hang on. You know what? It'll tell us on here. So, if we're drawing that second card, we would have seen. So, go to card 28 to get the Messerschmitt's. So, let's see. We'll just use the cards for this, hopefully. Because they're a great way of cycling through the game, aren't they? When you first try to learn that, I mean, I dare say once you've done it a few times, you know what you're doing. Probably can use the sequence of play raid. If the raid marker squadron marker is in the deep zone of the raid track, Messerschmitt's result converts to a straggler result. Well, it's not in the deep zone, it's in the coast zone. If raid marker squadron marker is not in the deep zone of the raid track, select a section at random. Well, there's none. Select a section at random. If none, select a fighter at random. If there are no unengaged RAF sections of fighters, return to card 27. Is attacked by 109s. If a section, it spends 1 fuel. Yeah, we did get... I think we got that. That must have been yellow right at the beginning, wasn't it? We had to spend an extra fuel. Right, return to card. Let me just... Right, let's get in the rule book as well. I suppose what I'm wondering, I also need to know is, does the delay get prioritised here as well? I was thinking. Maybe not with this one. One section or RAF fighter is attacked by 109s. If a section, it immediately spends 1 fuel. So section is priority. But we've not got a section, have we? I mean, I don't think... No, I think these are all individual fighters when they're in this area. Yes, they are. And there's no section up there. We don't have a section. So one of these fighters randomly. My guess is it can include this randomly, but let's just see. And draw a Luftwaffe advantage card immediately, fight a dogfight. Who fights? Select a section at random. If none, select a fighter at random. And then it talks about the deep zone, which we're not in. So that is... Whereas before it was prioritising the delayed unit. I'm going to look up, because I'm sure there was mention of some errata regarding Messerschmitts as well. So I'm going to have a wee look up on that. I've still not printed out that errata, which is stupid. But I just keep forgetting. Printer's down the stairs, so... okay, check BGG. I don't know where I'm getting something about errata about Messerschmitts, but there's nothing in the errata that I can see about it, so I don't know where I was getting that. Anyway, check BGG, and the designer confirmed, somebody did ask this question. I mean, it doesn't mention it, and that's basically the designer replied with. It says select a random independent fighter. It doesn't mention anything about one being delayed. So, yeah, rules as written, but, you know, we were... But then it did say to prioritise these in the escort reaction step, so there you go. So, but it was there confirmed, and yeah, sometimes you wonder, sometimes you do wonder. So we're going to randomise between all of these. Okay, and I'm kind of hoping not for the delayed one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 6 of them. Yeah. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So we don't want a 1 or a 2 really, but here we go. 11. So it's the last one. Knocking these tiles about again. Like to keep it nice and tidy. So 11, 12. So it is going to be a yellow 2. So he's a random target for the Messerschmitts. Is attacked by 109s if a section spends 1 fuel. It's not section. So Luftwaffe advantage card, here we go. Yellow 2 is just a independent, a regular fighter. Oh, head on. That's good, I think. Head on Rotte. I'd wanted them for a while. 109s. So a Rotte at 109s. Coming head on. Now, what about bounce though? If heavy escort, add a swarm. If heavy escort, add a swarm, it tails your fighters. Oh, okay. That was... So... yes. The 109s are surely coming from here. And it's heavy. So I think that's a big yes. Maybe I'm looking for some confirmation here to just hope that I can... Bounced. Is there anywhere I can see? Does it not? I think it has these in the book somewhere, doesn't it? Hang on, Luftwaffe advantage probably. L. Right. No, we've not got a Luftwaffe advantage. Advantage card, page 8. Advantage card text, page 9. I think it's going to be there. Page 9 is what you're wanting, I think, right? Event text, here we go. So it says, behind you and blast them and bounce, these events require the presence of heavy escort. I think there's some errata regarding that. So, Messerschmitts and Channel Patrol does not apply. Oh, we're getting away with this. We're getting away with it. So there, it tells you they're behind you and blast them and bounce. It's bounce that we've got. So these events require the presence of heavy escort. So if it's the intercept phase, event text in these cards apply if the formation targeted a heavy escort marker. The entropy phase, the event text on these cards apply in some cases but not others. So if it was help arrives, it applies if the reacting escort station is a heavy escort. Ambush and chase applies if there is an unsuppressed heavy escort marker on the interception map, so anywhere. And then down the bottom there, Messerschmitts and Channel Patrol does not apply. Okay, good. We've got away with one. So we've got a head-on rota, and that's it. Good. Okay, that's an advantage card. Right, so this time we're having a dogfight. A dogfight. We have placed our fighters with the advantage card. So now we do head-on combat. So that's the first one that happens. We don't get to maneuver or anything like that here. So it's 109s against an independent fighter, head-on and tail-in. So it's the first time I've drawn one of these, I think. So we're head-on, 109s, independent fighter. So it's this one here. So, yeah, well, that's bad, isn't it? Because that means he's going lost contact now, isn't it? So this vanishes. However, the other one is reinforcements. In fact, why are you showing that away, Grant? Because the reinforcements are a rota tailing me at 109s. So that's vanishing, and another pair of 109s are coming in from behind. So no damage or anything like that done, but now we're going to go into round 2, and he's going to be lost contact. So we're going to lose that guy. That's a shame. But that's how it goes. Right, so next would be tailed maneuver. Oh, well, yeah, that's going to happen. So, so we might get away with this. I forgot. It's the way that they deal with the combat. Head on first, then tailed, and then tailing. So that's good. So we're not just away. We're not lost contact yet. And in fact, now we get to maneuver, so yeah, sorry, boring again, but I'm going to evade, and we're going to draw 2 tailed cards, and it's 109s against an independent fighter, and we get this or this. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, we don't want that, so we're taking this one, which is a reduction, so reduces this guy, and then remember the evade rules himself. If he's still being tailed after the combat, then this reduces again, removing him. Evade marker goes away, and he's back in the game. He's in the game still. Yeah, he's over there. That's it. Yeah, with no tail combat to resolve. Well, sorry, we've done the tail combat. There was no tailing combat and no hit checks, and then we just resumed back to where we were, which was, we've drawn the Messerschmitts, hadn't we? So that's that resolved. So I can just chuck that away, I think. Yeah, so I'm now going to flip the next inbound vector over and see what we get. Right, there you go. So it was right to do it. There you go, I think. So the raid marker. So go to card 31. 829, 30, 31. So the Bombers Release Ordnance tells you right away. So that's it. Now whatever's not isolated, we cannot then gain points for isolating these 2 tiles, for instance. But we've got our 6 points for that, I believe. So move the raid marker along the curving arrow to the turn space. Yeah, okay. So move the raid marker along the curving arrow to the turn space. So that's along the curving arrow to the turn space. Now there's no bailout icon on that. There is the red escort exit, is it? Escort exit. And there's not a channel patrol number. But once we move into the next box is alright. We don't really want to be going in there. I think we want to be finished by the time it's going to move into there, I think. So what's next? Remove all inbound vector markers from the track, including this one, cancelling any second icon. Well, there's no second icon, it's just the raid marker. Randomly draw outbound vector markers and place one in each box of the outbound row of the raid track. So there's 1, 2, 3 outbound markers to be removed. These all, yeah, remove them all. So all these go away now. Hopefully that's right. Pretty sure it is. They struggle to fit in that. I don't think they're quite fitting in there, are they? Yeah. I didn't have them in the box actually, I just had them in a wee bag. Right, so we need the outbound markers out now. So I'm going to get them out and shuffle them up a bit. Right, so that's a bunch, that's all the outbound vector markers. So I'm going to randomly draw outbound markers and place one in each box of the outbound row of the raid track. Right, so I'm going to randomly draw 3 of these. One for there, let's wait that a second. Another one there, and another one there. Right, and then put that back, and then these can just go back here, because yeah, we're not going to use these again. Well, not for this patrol, I don't believe. So, and then I think we just mess with the sun, don't we? Yeah, place one in each box on the outbound row of the raid track. If sun marker is on an interception map, yes it is, roll a die and check for a new location. So the sun is in the nose position, so even it's going to move to port, odd it's going to move to starboard. Even to port, odd to starboard. It's a 1, which is odd, so it's going to move to starboard. It's getting a bit closer to, so it's going to move from there to there. Still not in the station, still not affecting that station, so that's good. And then after effects are applied, the raid vector step is ended. Go back to card 12 and restart the interception sequence. After effects are applied, the raid vector step is ended. Go back to card 12, restart the interception sequence. Card 12, is that just the orders one then again? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And to be honest, it's just the same as the swirl again, but isn't it? Yeah. So we're back here. Right, hang on a second. Okay, so 48 minutes. Just wonder if we should just cut this and jump back in, because, well, we've no orders to give out. So we're just going to move through to the bomber formation, aren't we? Yeah, anything on the interception map, any other guys would have to be assigned orders, so we've none of that. If no formations are on the interception map, go to card 18, in fact. So we're going to skip through a few of the cards because that's the ones that deal with the orders. I'm just doing that off camera. And then we're at bomber formation. So we're going again, we're going for the bombers. So I think probably I will just stop. I'm going to stop and restart because this might take a bit of time and drag that video. The last one was an hour and a half or something, but it's okay, but prefer them to be around about an hour, I think. Yeah, and we've got this guy coming in from the tail as well, which is good. However, yeah, I was forgetting there's no need to isolate. Well, there's no benefit. Right, there's still benefits. There's no victory points to be gained by isolating any more tiles. So I suppose technically we should really take maybe a note of that. See, it says Keta isolated, and that's what these are. Yeah, Keta isolated 6. So I should put 6 in there, shouldn't I? Because although we might isolate the whole 8 of them, I think it's only relevant to the 6. to the ones that are isolated before the ordnance is dropped, isn't it? So I'm going to put a 6 in that box there, just in case. You might forget. I might isolate these two, and then think, oh, how many was it? I mean, okay, probably not going to, but right, okay. I'm gonna cut this part though, am I not? Yeah, but we're still going to go after some of this stuff, I think. We might want to have a little think about after this, because this is, yeah, I mean, we do have the option to return to base in this step. So, we've got a guy up there with jammed guns. We've got 1 mil ammo only, but I feel like we should stay here one more round. No? Yes? No? I don't think I'm going to do any more delayed actions though. It just felt like it was okay. It's a gamble. I think maybe if you've only got one escort station on the map, it's maybe worth the gamble a bit more. But we ended up getting both of them there as well. So maybe if you've only got one station on the map, it's more worth the gamble. But I think everything I do here will just be coming in from the flank, and we'll give that a go. I think I want to say Stu gave me some count of how many damage results were on the flanked ones, and there wasn't that many, but I can't really see. I don't think I'm in the position now to do that. It made a bit more sense doing it there when I worked out I was still able to isolate these tiles, and these still count as being part of the count towards the suppression, Anyway, right, okay. I'm just going to stop, and I'll be back shortly with the next part. Cheers.